Ladies and gentlemen, NIO is investing billions to gain trillions, focusing on the burgeoning B2B taxi market with dedicated Firefly swap stations. NIO is making a significant investment of billions to ultimately gain trillions, particularly through the burgeoning B2B taxi market. This development is crucial because, in nearly every city, taxis are now new energy vehicles (NEVs). For example, in Beijing, the taxis are BAIC, which supports battery swapping, and in Tianjin, where I am currently, the taxis are either BYD or Geely. These cities have affordable electric vehicles (EVs) serving as taxis. So, why is NIO sacrificing billions? Here's the background. When it was announced that Onvo would share swap stations with NIO, many NIO owners were concerned about having to queue with Onvo cars. Long battery swap lineups are undesirable and degrade the user experience. Consequently, NIO owners prefer that Onvo vehicles do not have access to NIO swap stations. Additionally, if taxis were to use NIO swap stations, it would devalue the battery swapping experience, making the stations seem lower-end due to the presence of taxis. Therefore, NIO is taking steps to avoid this scenario. NIO plans to build separate swap stations for their Firefly brand. These will be smaller and equipped with smaller batteries. The Firefly vehicles will not be compatible with the larger NIO swap stations due to size differences, an exaggerated example being that a Firefly car might fall into a NIO swap station because of its narrower build. This necessitates the creation of separate infrastructure, which will be a costly endeavor. The Firefly brand is priced around 100K to 200K RMB, aligning with the cost of current taxis in cities like Beijing, where taxis cost approximately 130K RMB. Thus, it makes sense for Firefly swap stations to cater to taxi companies and rideshare services like Didi, the Chinese equivalent of Uber. This setup will segregate the premium NIO vehicles, which use NIO swap stations, from the more affordable Firefly vehicles, which will utilize the smaller, faster Firefly swap stations. These stations, due to their smaller batteries, will likely accommodate more batteries, enhancing efficiency and user experience without compromising the premium feel of NIO swap stations. This strategy presents a significant opportunity for NIO, validated by the current battery swappable taxis in Beijing. Although the battery swap systems for BAIC taxis in Beijing are somewhat outdated, they highlight the potential for modern, improved systems. As these older systems are phased out, there will be a growing need for taxis with battery swapping capabilities across all Chinese cities. However, it is impractical for taxis to use NIO high-end swap stations, reinforcing the necessity for dedicated Firefly swap stations. Investors may be concerned about the billions needed for these new swap stations, especially after the substantial investment in NIO's existing network. However, this investment is expected to be worthwhile. NIO aims to dominate the entire battery swapping network. The current swaps, powered by Alton for BAIC taxis in Beijing, are basic and will need upgrades. NIO Firefly swap stations will be a significant improvement, accommodating the growing demand for battery swappable taxis in China. This extensive investment will lead to massive orders for taxi cars, benefiting NIO significantly. Instead of selling a few hundred cars, NIO will sell thousands, potentially tens of thousands, across various cities. The potential market extends beyond taxis to include rideshare services like Didi. The demand for battery swaps among taxis is driven by the inefficiencies of charging, which is time-consuming and inconvenient, particularly at night. Many drivers struggle with range limitations, making battery swapping a necessity. NIO must maintain the premium experience of their swap stations, making the investment in separate Firefly swap stations essential. The billions spent will pay off as NIO captures a significant share of the taxi and rideshare market, without diluting the premium NIO experience. With partnerships already in place, NIO is well on its way to achieving this ambitious goal. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.